Because nobody wants to play Nuke unless your name is NIP or Titan.
Exactly. There are a few teams out there that are willing to, but it's not that many. So let's get it on, ladies and gentlemen. We're actually playing with the new font here, so that's kind of cool. Some changes made here recently to Counter-Strike, so we'll try and get into this we can. Amongst other things, the Tech 9 Kiyoshima, though, gives us no time, just instantly into it, and it's going to be taking the first kill there on Nico. Pimp with the return, though. Kiyoshima getting maybe a little bit too fancy, and it's actually very confusing that he was down there alone with no backup. And I can tell that we don't have the X-ray on right now, so maybe we can't. Oh, there we go.
But also, like, the font is a little bit odd on the minimap now. I guess this is the new font, but it seems like a little bit more tricky to get the to actually get the numbers on there.
Those numbers have always been really hard to read. And
what are you doing?
I think I've brought it up already a couple of times with Valve, but we'll try and do it again. See if we can't get anything on.
They're doing it just to mess with us as well, Anders.
Well, clearly, Copenhagen Wolves are deciding that the B-bomb site is a good place to go, and because Shoxy's already kind of low, they might not even be that wrong about it. Smith is the other one holding with a CSET 75. He won't be able to hold alone back there. He's going to get a lot of kills quick. Shoxy's already being forced back here. He's got to be careful. One bullet on here is going to be enough to take him down. He's going to run right in and take a headshot on Cajun, but then he gets dropped. Smith in the background is gone as well, and this is a fairly decent start for the Copenhagen Wolves, but it's not done yet.
No, exactly. There's still a 2-on-3 retake situation here for LDLC, and they haven't wasted too much time. They're already outside this bomb site as soon as the bomb gets planted, so there's plenty of time for them to try and close in the ranks. But Copenhagen Wolves, they're playing this very intelligently. They're not peeking. They're not giving any kind of information away here to the Frenchman, and NBK already getting caught in a crossfire.
Yeah, gonna get shut down. That's Pimp with a really good triple kill. All of them headshots, I believe. And Copenhagen Wolves off to a very fine start. LDLC going to be a little bit upset, but they've been here before, and they are going to be buying CSET 75 armor, at least on Happy, and a scout on Shox, which is interesting because we're on Inferno, because the CSET is, I mean, this is like the one map where the CSET, like this and Nuke when you're on the CT side, these are the two maps that are just very good for CSET 75 armor for a follow-up round.
Yes, absolutely, because there's a lot of close angles that you can hold, top of Banana, up in the apartments, into second mid, like all of these angles are very, very dangerous when you're running in against potentially a CSET 75. So LDLC only running the one, they have a 5-7 on NBK, because he wants to be, special. He's always the guy going for like sawn-off shotguns and stuff like that. So I guess, he goes for the 5-7. Okay, NBK, you're a rebel.
Yeah, Smith's waiting on the other side here. P2K, this would be perfect range for it. It's headshot range here, but Pimp and Cajun will actually take down 2 kills, and that's going to open up a lot of the map, obviously, for LDLC now. They're rotating back. They have left Pimp in this corner, and they're returning a bit of strange fire through. Glaive picking up another kill on NBK, leaving just 2 members. There's an interesting change in this round for Copenhagen Wolves, which is the fact that Nico has actually even picked up a rifle. Traditionally, he would be left with just a pistol on this team. That's what he almost always does in follow-up rounds, so I'm intrigued.
Kind of curious about that as well, but then perhaps Copenhagen Wolves, sometimes Glaive does want to just focus on the rifles and make sure that his team can be as fast as possible on their feet. And when you do go for that AWP in general, you are saying, okay, we're going to rely on that AWP to find the entry frag for us. He's going to be the one creating opportunity. So perhaps Glaive is just like, okay, well, we're just going to try and be as fast as possible and just everybody get out there with your rifles and be ready to pounce on the first opportunity.
It could very well be. Kiyoshima up here, just trying to see if he can hide. Deagle and Scout, and an armor. I mean, he's got 3,500 equipment value to start off with there at the end. So that's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's a lot of, I mean, basically it's a lot of gear. He's going to be able to, he can stick with his Deagle, though. Hand that Scout off to somebody who potentially could use it a little bit, not necessarily better, but in a better position, right? It's Kiyoshima. He usually plays short these days, and they're actually going to have a 4-man stack on the A site right now. LDLC, they're just gathering up. They're just going to leave NBK alone over on the B site. Bit of a scout, really. See if he can spot any movement in Banana.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to know how you're going to play this. I mean, it's a gamble. You're just hoping that maybe they will show up at the A-bomb site instead, but it feels like the Danes have decided that this is a better choice.
Yeah, clearly. Oh, and he's already taken fire as well. Has to back off fairly quickly here. Copenhagen Wolves not attempting a retake, or at least a wraparound through CT. They're just getting onto that site. They're content to have control of that site and then lock it down from there. So bomb plant should be happening any moment now, and there we go. Smith not able to deny it.
A little bit disappointed that there aren't 2 people holding down at the T-ramp, but only 1 member from LDLC, which means the Danes could technically escape down there. I mean, what LDLC want from this position is just get as many extra frags as they can, so that the terrorist team doesn't come up with all their rifles intact, essentially. That's the only goal right here. And right now, it doesn't look like they're going to be that successful, honestly.
No, this is looking kind of brutal, in fact. Shoxy, if he hears them stepping, could potentially try and catch them off guard. But the thing is that Copenhagen Wolves don't actually even need to leave banana. They can just stop right here. And so Shoxy, he's not going to get anybody running past, you know, unawares, right? He's not going to get those free headshots. He may actually have to go and hunt for it. And no targets present themselves. So unfortunately for LDLC, they haven't really got too many frags going into this 4th round bye. So they don't actually have that much money going into it. But they still have enough to get some rifles, and they still have enough to get nades. Just they have to skimp on the helmet armor basically to get that extra $300 to be able to pick up those smoke nades, and no kit, which is LDLC saying, okay, you know, Copenhagen Wolves, you're not even going to get onto a site.
Yeah. A little bit of confidence coming out from the French team. Looks like it's going to be someone flashed in over here on long, or over by banana. Cajun's a bit too far back for that trick to work, and actually he throws the counter flash just at the same time, so that kind of ruins the setup that LDLC had going on here. Glaive hasn't died yet. He's at 5-0-0 and hasn't actually dropped a death, so yeah, it's a nice start for the Danish team, but it's still very early in the first half here. Too soon to tell. Yeah,
Glaive's money is going to be looking very good as well. So that's the most important bit, is the fact that he's just going to be stacking up dollars in that bank. Kiyoshima crouched on short though. This is a bit of an awkward spot for him. Seems like they're trying to flush him out, and he's going to get caught. 2 guys there waiting for him. Smith is overlapping, however, and Smith could have a golden opportunity. They line up for him. He gets the double kill, and there's still a man around the corner, but he may get caught out. No, Smith with a triple.
Yeah, last few bullets claiming that kill on Carrick, and now going to go for a quad kill. Smith will pick it up. He's still got a little bit left, but MBK will be there to clean it up. A great round here from LDLC, and especially Smith's. That was just, that was beautiful.
That was perfect. You were thinking, okay, is he actually going to go ahead and aggressively peek this? But Copenhagen Wolves, in the end, ended up giving him that frag. Kiyoshima, this is just, you know, well, sometimes you get unlucky, whatever. You know, he decides to peek, and there's 2 guys waiting for him with a 3rd coming out from Boiler. But Smith, that was just beauty right there. They all lined up for him. Perfect. And here, I thought for a second he was just doomed, but he got the job done.
Would have been a big change if Smith had gone down then. That would have given a really good chance for the Copenhagen Wolves to do something different, but it works out really well. So now we're in a 3-on-1, and I mean, coming out with 3 rifles alive is pretty respectable. Nico switching to the AWP, but he misses actually what was a really big opening and a kill that I think he should normally be able to pick up. So now LDLC, not only do they know, they also know what side of the map he's on, and they're just going to smoke it off, which is smart play.
Yeah, Nico actually going for that AWP now, which makes me think that earlier on, basically, in those anti-eco situations, Copenhagen Wolves just maybe didn't even want to risk giving LDLC that AWP. It's like, okay, Nico, buy a gun. That way we're sure we leave no weak spots in our lineup, basically. And we'll just kind of go from there. And then if you die, you get the AWP again, right? So Copenhagen Wolves, this time around, they're fully equipped on their side. LDLC have used up a tremendous number of nades so far, however. But we are approaching that 40-second mark, and Glaive is going to get caught. We cursed him, man.
Yeah, he walked really far in without checking that corner, so free kill almost happening now. The rest are going to try and push into the B bomb site, but Happy is in a genius spot in this corner. The bomb goes in first and it's dropped, so they know everything. LDLC, they're just basically being gifted these kill at this point. Pimp going to be going down, and Nico will fall last, so no chance at all, really, for them to get in there. LDLC, once they got the kill at Archway, I think they read that play a little bit too soon. They realized that was going to be a play towards the V-bomb site as soon as they picked up Glaive. So that's the kind of information that the Danes really can't afford to let go of that easily.
You like that kill there from Nico on Happy? I had a bit of a chortle there because I just imagined Nico being like, eat this, because he was like point blank. You know, as he comes through the smoke, point blank onto Happy with that AWP. So Nico kind of bouncing back, but that was a very expensive round for Copenhagen Wolves, and all that hard work at the beginning of this half is kind of falling apart for them now. They're into a pistol round here, just trying to save up the money for the next round, and Smith's double kill for him. Felt like he needed to pad his stats a little bit more.
Yeah, and this is working out all right. Kiyoshima survives the round on 21, so overall still decent work coming out from LDLC. That ties the score at 3-3. And it brings us towards the middle of the first half. Copenhagen will still actually have a lot of rounds to play around with, where they can just try and guess at where is the weak point. And I kind of like the fact that they picked up an AWP on Nico here again, because I think that is going to be a strong point. Though Smith actually is opening on the other team too, so we'll have to see if there's going to be a battle at some point. He's on the middle, and Nico's over at second mid, so they're not going to run into each other immediately. It definitely would give Nico the advantage in this battle, at least on Inferno. But it's Cajun actually who opens up an NBK, who was playing a little bit far out, maybe. This time he wasn't going to get flashed in by a teammate. Shoxy's still over there somewhere. Is that Shox, or is it... I can't actually read this number.
I know. I'm actually kind of getting annoyed now, because it just feels really difficult to actually make out the number on the minimap.
It really is.
So this is...
it's an ongoing issue, but it's Happy who's over there. Sorry about that.
All right, let's see.
Smoke goes off, still 55 seconds left, and Copenhagen Wolves set up in the apartments. Could be cool to see them do like an all-out apartments push, having just 2 people or something go through quad, see if they can catch up LDLC. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea right now, especially with Kyoshima in this position. It's not that easy covering the apartments and quad at the same time, and his teammate down at the bomb site might not have much of a chance, but now they kind of need to make up their minds here. It's 35 seconds, the bomb is sneaking around, they're going to get just one guy out of the apartment, Smiths, with a nice pick off on Glaive. Nico's going to go down to Kyoshima, and now they kind of have to move. They're still slowing down too much. Runs out of bullets, and Kerrigan will drop him, but Smith is still alive inside. He's going to pick up one more kill, goes for the no-scope. He's going to get down by Pimp, and it's a 2-on-2 bomb. Barely going to be put down here by the Danes.
They have to try and work exactly, Shoxy. That's the whole thing. Like, you can't get caught behind that box because now you can wallbang through it, and Shoxy does a lot of damage to Pimp. Pimp just barely hanging in there, however. Happy moving into a position where he may be able to spot the man out in Graveyard, but he's not looking. Kerrigan, Happy's a T-Rex.
Oh.
Happy's a T-Rex. Kerrigan wasn't moving, and Happy was so focused on the hunt that because there was no movement, he had no idea that he was there.
I think that looked even funnier from our point of view because we have X-ray on. So for us, it was immediately obvious that there was going to be someone there. And I think you're right. If Kerrigan had moved,
if Kerrigan twitches, Happy will snap to him. But Kerrigan being so still, Happy was so focused on that sight.
It's the reptilian brain coming into play. That's actually a triple kill from Kerrigan, and that kind of saves Copenhagen Wolves a lot. I'm not sure they really were meant to win that round, but they somehow brought it out in that 2-on-2. A bit of a misstep coming out there, maybe, from the LDLC side. Money is still going to be decent for the French team. I mean, they're able to buy up this round, but they got to be careful. They can't really afford to eco in... Actually, they really can't afford to eco at all in this first half here. Exactly. If they do this again, then that's going to be a big issue.
Yeah, that's the tricky bit at this point, is that now Copenhagen Wolves have got 4 rounds on the board. So...
And look at this, the first rifle round that LDLC won, they actually ran the exact same setup that they're doing right now over at A, where they have the 3 people lined up all towards quad and apartments, which is cool. The problem is if they get smoked off and it's a B-split push that comes out through Arch, then they're going to be utterly out of position. So they've got to make sure that doesn't happen. And actually, as time winds down a little bit, you can see one of them rotating over, that Smith's rotating over to Archway. So LDLC are trying to keep all bases covered right now, and they're playing it well.
Well, they just don't have a whole lot of information to go off of. Copenhagen Wolves are doing a very good job of basically keeping LDLC in the dark. They haven't given away their positions. Now they do. Now NBK knows that somebody's at the top of Banana.
The smoke, look at this, 30 seconds. They're going to put up one more smoke. This is going to be awful for the Copenhagen Wolves. They have to run for the smoke. They can't wait it out. And when they do, there's going to be 2 people with rifles on the other side waiting for them. Perfect flashbang from Happy here. And they find NBK in the corner. They get the 1 kill. Happy picks up a second one, and they're still not in the bomb site. 10 seconds left. They got to get this bomb down really quickly. They're all man down, and they're also hurting quite a bit. They will get in and put the bomb down, but that smoke timing from LDLC is beautiful.
Yeah, man advantage though here. This is Shoxy clearing up Banana, so this is crucial in fact because KGB can no longer set up that crossfire with his mates to stop LDLC from pushing in for CT. Both members here from Copenhagen Wolves are stuck in this corner, but they get a smoke down, and that's going to buy a lot of time. Opens it up for Glaive.
There's no kit currently picked up on LDLC side. They got to move a lot quicker than this. Kyoshima will pick up the first kill here. They got to find Glaive somewhere in the smoke. He's going to pick up one more. They're already defusing in the corner, and there should be enough time to do it.
Still a very close call. He's got it.
Way too close. That lack of diffuse kit definitely made that a lot more tense situation. That could have been awful. If Glaive had somehow found him through the smoke, that would have been the end, without a doubt. So, I think that was way closer than it should have been, because once you put down the final smoke with only 30 seconds left, Copenhagen Wolves, if they had been down the middle somewhere, they could have just run to A instead, and it would have been fine. But because they sort of committed to waiting until 30 seconds, they had to go for B, and that almost, well, that definitely did a big thing for them around. They could have lost way quicker.
No, I think the big thing here is that we have to give kudos to the LDLC members who actually got kills in that situation. Like, Happy getting 1 kill, staying alive. NBK at least trading 1 for 1. That did enough damage to allow for the retake to happen there for LDLC. But if it was an even situation, even man, I think that we'd be looking at another Copenhagen Wolves round. But look at Copenhagen Wolves right now. They're on eco, and they managed to actually get a rifle to work with, and they get 2 kills.
Yeah, maybe even a third one coming in for Pimps. A hugely expensive round. Happy will pick up 3 kills, so that's kind of good, but this is too close. Look at the money on the LDLC side right here. They're going to have to buy up a bunch of rifles that they normally wouldn't have had to, and Copenhagen Wolves already back with the buy. I actually think of that, not in the last round, but the one before that, once there's 30 seconds left and you have a smoke left, I really want to see NBK and Happy over at that bomb site kind of both stack up right behind the smoke, not in the sort of awkward position they were in. I think they could have done better positionally speaking.
It's like NBK's position, yes. Happy just needs to hold a little bit more aggressively, right? To be able to lend a hand to NBK as they came pushing through, because he was just a second behind at this peak. So that's a bit of the awkward point there. But yeah, like, I mean, this situation is going to be a smoke round going on to A right now. And Copenhagen Wolves, they've got all the nades they need to take this site.
Yeah. But they're going to be smoking too far. If LDLC stay in these positions, the smoke is going to land behind them, and it won't work as well. So Copenhagen Wolves maybe choosing the wrong time. They do actually fall back, and the Molotov is out. A lot of rotation coming in here from the CT side. They're in good position, but Nico will pick up the first and second kill. Kiyoshima hiding in the corner gets the one. Almost out of bullets here. Pistols out. He's going to go down to Pimp, who just somehow ducks behind it. And I don't know. They should have been able to defend even better here.
No, that was really sloppy of LDLC.
Yeah,
they were all over the place. No, as in positioning was atrocious. Everybody got bogged down on that site. Smith died for free. Kiyoshima, luckily for him, manages to pick one up before he goes. But Copenhagen Wolves could have had that site scot-free right there. They didn't even need to lose anybody.
Okay.
So that was a very awkward play there by LDLC, which seemed like, I mean, it seemed like they had everything going for them there, but
they did. So we've counted 2 rounds so far on the CT side where they've held 3 people towards quad, right? They've been holding quad with 2 and 1 in apartments.
Yeah.
That's been their setup 2 rounds. So Copenhagen Wolves, it makes a lot of sense for them to go for the smoke round, because what they could achieve is they could catch a couple of people who are down in the pit who won't be able to make it out by the smoke. That's, I think, why they wanted to run this smoke round. But in this particular round, LDLC actually had a setup that was like a triple crossfire towards the middle, which meant Copenhagen Wolves, having spent the majority of their smokes towards pit and truck, they would have probably been mowed down if they had stuck in their position. So I actually think falling back was probably a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like LDLC kind of got caught between 2 ideas, really. They got caught between an aggressive hold versus the passive hold that Copenhagen Wolves were preparing for, and they got caught in the middle. So you had 2 guys just stacked up on the site like that. Easy pickings there for LDLC, or for Copenhagen Wolves. They got those 2 for free. Luckily, Kiyoshima gets a kill because he's crouching in the back of the site, probably the best position out of all 3 of them. So now it looks like Copenhagen Wolves are managing to pick up a good entry here going onto this.
Oh, that hits the corner of the window there. Kiyoshima going to try again, not finding anyone just yet. And they're actually going to be backstabbed. MBK was coming up from behind, but Nico took him down quick. And this was already a force-up from the LDLC side. If they lose this round, they're going to have to eco. And all of a sudden, Copenhagen Wolves, they go from having a really good start to a great start. Pimp with the opening kill here, and this is, we introduced this team as having, oh, all right then.
That was nice spray control there by Kiyoshima. Does Shoxy actually win this duel, though? He doesn't even have to win this duel. I mean, basically, the man who's drawing his attention, Kerrigan, can just hang around here. And so long as he's here, it stops Shoxy from rotating over. But Shoxy able to pick up that kill fairly quickly. Kiyoshima already in position here in construction to be able to start at least figuring out the hold that Copenhagen Wolves have going for them. He's going to be able to get that early information here. And now Shoxy coming in from Banana. Copenhagen Wolves hear him stepping up there, so they know where one of these guys is coming from, and they lose Kiyoshima. LDLC now into a 1-on-2.
Oh, but Shox has the kit. He picks up the first one. No, he can't get the second. Nico will take him down for the double kill. That was actually a winnable position, in spite of having a 5-on-3 initially. This grenade and then the follow-up shot here is just wonderful. Actually, Glaive runs right into it. Kiyoshima doing some really good work. Oh, yeah, and LDLC now, they're in a lot of trouble here. 6 rounds is enough. You got to remember, this is Glaive's team. They are notorious for being really strong at playing CT side Inferno, especially over by the banana here. So I think LDLC have got to be a little bit concerned about what may be a 7th round here for the Danish team.
Well, for Copenhagen Wolves, or at least for Glaves' teams, basically, Glaves' you know, it's like the smoke at the bottom of Banana is like a way of life, basically. It's, you know, they've refined it over many games, and now it's just something that they do. Curious to see exactly how things are going to shape up here once they swap over, but they've already got 6 rounds on this T side. This could change how they play as well. Just they could play very aggressive and try and stomp LDLC out early on.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see, you know, how things are going to develop going into the second half. But there's still 4 rounds left in this first. And this is looking, I mean, this is definitely a touch-and-go situation right now for LDLC.
Yeah, it is.
Copenhagen Wolves, at least, you know, you can give credit to Copenhagen Wolves for not rushing into an awkward situation right now, really pacing themselves, because they know that the CZ75s and 5.7s and all those pistols are lurking around those corners. So they're really taking their time clearing out the angles before they make a play. But LDLC, so clever on their part, they're already gathered up on B.
And it's a good bet. Copenhagen Wolves have been pretty happy about going to this B bomb site, so they have the stack going on. Let's see if they can actually win this eco round back. Smith's hiding in the fountain, And Pip is going to go down. Nice work. And he's going to be only dropping that 1 kill. MBK does take out 1, and he's going to go down, so they do make it into the bomb site. Hiroshima could have maybe picked up a single kill there onto Nico, who ends up with a double. And in spite of the stack, it doesn't quite work out. Now it's 5-7 as a scoreline, moving in towards the very late stage of this first half here. And there is not going to be enough for an AWP on the CT side. And actually, the terrorists have just given up on that weapon. It's a good idea because Nico seems to have been doing great with the AK anyway.
Yeah.
So they're not getting stuck on forcing themselves to buy a weapon that they don't do that much with.
They don't have to. Exactly. They don't have to be. But also, look at how quick Copenhagen Wolves are right now with their plays. They aren't really kind of like they're lurking around and getting some control, right? Getting the information they need as far as like LDLC. You know, LDLC aren't really allowed to push out anywhere on the map. Not so much into apartments, and definitely not down Banana because Copenhagen Wolves are constantly poking around there. But whenever they go for a play, it's all very quick movement, just getting onto sites behind the nades. And an AWP doesn't really play into that.
Here's the apartments play coming out. This is going to be nearly impossible for Shoxy to hold. What with an M4A1 can you do this? He's going to go for the first one here, and he's almost out of bullets already with the first kill. Actually, Hiroshima comes in to help out, and that's hugely important here. Now they're sort of stuck, and Copenhagen Wolves need to put more time on it. This waiting time is really going to kill the round for them because more people are coming in. Nico will pick up the first headshot here on Smiths, but there is still more to come. Happy waiting on the other side of the smoke, and they're going to re-smoke it, but he's not going to wait. He's going to walk right in. If he could take down Glaive, that would be a big round or a big kill here, but Nico picks up a second headshot. Now it's a 2-on-3. Nico actually could almost go for an ace in this round if he finds another kill. He's up to 4. Glaive goes down, Nico goes down, and now it's Pimp versus Happy in a 1-on-1.
Yeah, not a whole lot of time here for Happy to act either. He's going to spot out Glaive, though, or Pimp, and manages to pick up that frag. He doesn't have a kit, however, so this is going to be a very close situation for him.
He can do it.
But this was very nice here for Happy. I really like the fact that he actually had that smoke that he brought over from B site. So he was able to counter the Copenhagen Wolves smoke that was blocking him off on long towards Library and sneak into that position. Unfortunately for him, one thing is that so long as he holds that position, nobody from Copenhagen Wolves can get into that really annoying back corner or move anywhere on half the site. They have to stay over towards short. So he did funnel the rest of the Copenhagen Wolves members over towards his teammates.
So overall, a really good retake from LDLC, in fact, but I think Copenhagen Wolves made it a lot harder for themselves because they kind of got bogged down once they got into pit. Like, they got the initial kill on Shoxy, and then they slowed down way too much. MBK is here to punish them with the Mag 7, but he's only going to pick up the first kill. But still a pretty good trade, Mag 7 for an AK. It's not such a bad idea. And Copenhagen Wolves can't have that much money either. I think if they lose this round, the last one's going to be a little bit questionable.
Yeah, it's a bit early, or it was a bit early with that NBK kill as well, but he did manage to get some good information for his teammates. You know, 3 guys, top Banana, I took down 1, there's still 2 guys there. So LDLC can at least get an idea of what's happening, but Copenhagen Wolves have decided to fall back a bit. Happy actually pushing far forward here. He's going to actually run into the man here at the bottom, and just mad spray from him. That was just the definition of run and gun right there. He didn't slow down for a second.
No, he didn't. Shoxy down to the pit here. Really strong position for him. He's going to go down, though. Kerrigan also with a little bit of run and gun. Smiths, is he making enough noise that they know he's there? Nico hasn't turned around yet, so they could get backstabbed quickly. He's going to come back for it, but Smiths with the instant headshot. Bomb is going to go down here, and that's already a big win for Copenhagen Wolves. Give them a little bit more money, and they're back into a 2-on-2, so it isn't quite done yet. Kerrigan goes down. Glaive now alone. Bomb has not been planted long enough. He's trying to hide in the smoke. Actually, he's right next to the player, and Happy will take him down. He found him inside. I think actually maybe he realized he was there because he walked into him. I think they're actually bumping that close.
I think that's what happened as well. Because otherwise, you know, how does Happy know he's in that position? So it's probably like Happy just running into him and be like, wait a second, I should continue to hear my steps here. Why am I not moving anymore? I think Kerrigan, though, that position there from Kerrigan was a key position. Him being alive in pit and not being able to do more from that position, getting picked off immediately from short by Hiroshima, certainly didn't help him. So, I mean, that didn't help Copenhagen Wolves, because I would say going into that sort of setup with those after plants, like Copenhagen Wolves actually have a pretty good advantage going into this. This should be their round, so long as Kerrigan stays alive. And Kerrigan getting picked off the first guy there left Glaive in an impossible position.
Yeah, I agree. Now they're rushing up here, just trying for the mad rush into the bomb site. Kerrigan's going to take down Shox again. Shoxy not really having not really being good enough in that position. He actually needs to do a lot more here for his team. Which is odd saying that about Shox, right? MBK coming up through the middle, jumping through the smoke. Is he going to be able to deny the plant? He can. That's a huge kill from MBK. Follow-up headshot on Kerrigan. Leaves Pimp alone. He's going to go down. And NBK definitely saving that round. With the bomb plant, it would have been very different. So they end up at 8-7. And that's not so bad. This could have been a much worse first half for LDLC.
This could have been. Oh, I mean, it's still a pretty horrendous half, but this is still them managing to retain somewhat of like a
could have been 10-5
uplifting demeanor, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Like LDLC right there, that's a real struggle for them. 8-7 feels like there was a lot of rounds there where they potentially could have changed it around, but
yeah.
Copenhagen Wolves, though. Copenhagen Wolves, I am impressed really with their quick plays. I mean, it seems like they spend a lot of their time just gathering up, but then once they decide where they're going to go, it's just all out aggression and at that one spot. They set up with the smokes on A site, and then they're right up short in LDLC's face, catching LDLC out of position potentially, and getting great headshots there with Kerrigan, for example, taking out Shoxy 2 rounds in a row.
We saw a couple of good reads from Glaive, assuming he's the one doing the calling mostly. I mean, he is, but you know, we'll just give him the credit anyway, no matter who made the call. So that one round where they did the apartments push, never mind that they didn't win it, but the fact that they recognized that LDLC have been you know wanting to hold the apartments in that particular way where they have a guy close to. Later on, I mean after the apartments rush, Shoxy started holding down from pit, which is much better for stopping an apartments push. But the way they handled it in that one round, he was by the truck, and that's one of the reasons why he went down so quick. So I mean that was a good read by Copenhagen Wolves, just realizing, wait a minute, there's a bit of a weakness here. Let's try and rush it out. So some decent reads on the Danish side. Now let's see what LDLC can bring here as we go into the second half. And a big welcome to anyone who's joining us since we started. This is the Fragbite Masters Season 3.
Yes, it is. This is it. Our first game of the official group stage. We've done the qualifiers. 4 teams have qualified to join the invited teams here in the groups. But LDLC versus Copenhagen Wolves is going to be our first one here to kick off this season. And now Kerrigan holding this angle. Crucial position for him. He's going to spot them coming around the corner as well. Still doing damage, but he doesn't get the frag.
No, big missed opportunity, actually. That is, that's going to be horrendous. NBK picking up 2 quick kills. And I'm afraid to say that I think Kerrigan gave a lot away just letting them walk in like that.
Difficult, or at least not getting that first one. The man who just manages to walk up onto the site like that with him blazing away at him the entire time. Nico's not going to do any better. In fact, Yoshima overwhelms him, and there's Shoxy with the final kill. A perfect pistol round here for LDLC to start them off in the second half, and that's going to put a lot of pressure onto Copenhagen Wolves now, because LDLC, granted, they didn't come out of that ahead with like a 9-6 scoreline or anything like that. It was 8-7. It's not the end of the world here, but Copenhagen Wolves were certainly looking to just try and close things out here very quickly.
Oh, definitely. Winning that pistol would have been big, but MBK landed 3 kills, and I don't know. I think if Kerrigan picks up that initial headshot on somebody, the whole round looks very different.
Exactly.
But yeah, sometimes you just can't.
That's what you always say about the USPS, man. It's like if you're hitting the headshots, you feel like God. If you're not, you feel like you're shooting spitballs at them. Like, why won't they die? And it's actually frozen peas coming out the end of your pistol. Like, it's just bad. So Kerrigan.
MBK catching them with his mouth and chewing on them while he's shooting them in the face.
Exactly, right? He's like, thanks for the snack. Kerrigan's like, I wasn't wanting to be nice. Get out of my mom's side.
That's exactly it. Well, we were talking about some of the good reads on the Copenhagen Wolves side, and right now LDLC are finding a really good read. Look at this. The one point on the map where there is just a free entrance over towards Archway, and they're getting right up in here. Happy is the only one who's on a bit of an adventure to look at a new place to rent, new apartment up there for him. He's not going to find anyone. If they wrap around A right now, that's basically perfection from LDLC. Very cool, very nice.
Well, there you go. Look at that. They're going to be able to get out here scot-free. Clear out the site. They don't see anybody home. And now Happy actually going to be able to get a good position in pit. But Glaive will find the headshot on Kiyoshima with that CZ-75. Nico's looking for the position here to be able to stop them from getting in. Luckily there, I think that was Shoxy. He fails the jump, and I think that just saved his life because Nico was about to get him for free.
Without a doubt. And now I think he saw him as well through the edge of the smoke there, so...
Shoxy's definitely, he's happy he stumbled there.
His lack of parkour skills has really helped him out. Nico's going to go down. So far, they've only lost Kiyoshima. Pimp looking to backstab. Here's going to pick up the first, and does go down. Couldn't get any more, unfortunately. And now Kerrigan stealing an AK and hiding in a pretty good spot. So if Smith died this round, look at it, he's got 3 health from that bomb explosion. If he had died too, that would have been truly horrendous. It's still not exactly great, but it's all right. They'll be all right, LDLC.
Yeah, they've still got a little bit of money. It's definitely not ideal. You're right, but they've still got a little bit of money. Copenhagen Wolves, in the meantime, it's going to be Kerrigan who just drops the $650 for the Kevlar, which is smart for him. Eliminate the aim punch and just try and put that rifle to good use. I mean, he's in a pretty interesting position here. If he holds this angle correctly, he could get a spray down. And LDLC, well, they're going to pick up Glaive. Now, was that the bait? Does Kerrigan get the free one? Yes, he does. He goes down and sprays MBK, and now this is going to shape up really nicely here. LDLC, they realize the AK is here, and they're going anyway.
Yeah, they're just rushing in. Carrigan waiting in the back. Cajun's picked up one more kill, so it's still a 3-on-3, and the AK is still alive, and he's actually taken a lot of damage, so he's got to be really careful now. Wait maybe for a little bit more backup. Still plenty of time for LDLC, and they are just slow playing it, waiting for the grenade, in fact, from Happy, which is going to obliterate Carrigan. Now, Nico in construction. Pimp coming up from behind. Perfect timing to catch Happy. The bomb will be planted, so still just a 2-on-2, but a lot of damage sustained here from Kiyoshima in the back.
Yeah, this is looking fantastic here for Copenhagen Wolves. This is a winnable situation for them. They could pick up rifles to use as well. Pimp has got an AK now in his hands, but it's a 1-on-2 situation. He's got that AK. He's certainly run out of time, but if he can buy enough time here to, say, get LDLC to go up with a bomb, talk about a win.
Yeah, and actually I think he's even going to elect to save this AK for the next round, because they will still be ecoing. So they're happy. He's content with just picking up 3 kills. Well, not him personally, but 3 kills in total.
I'm surprised about that. I mean, you're going to buy anyways in the next round, right? You're going to buy anyway in the
No,
next
I think
round.
they have one more eco, don't they?
No, it's going into the 19th now. So they're going to buy.
Oh, you're right.
So holding on to 1 AK is cool and all, but it would have been actually pretty brilliant if Pimp, he abuses the position he's in to just try and hold them in there until the bomb goes off, because he's ecoing. He's just going to lose an AK, whereas LDLC would get fully wiped out. Their money would be in shambles after that.
Yeah, I actually agree. I'm sorry I miscalculated there, but yeah, I agree that probably would have been a really sick play, especially because he had the 1 flashbang. Maybe he could have, actually just forced them a lot more in there.
Flashes them, put some shots in there with AK. I mean, it's still a good situation. Copenhagen Wolves still get 3 kills in that round, which is huge for them.
Oh, that's an opening if I've ever seen one. Kiyoshima with the first headshot to the follow-up from Smiths, and Pimp here in a really awkward position. Does try and flash his way in, picks up the first headshot. Got to do more. He picks up the double, goes for the triple, and he picks up every single one coming in from quad, including dropping the bomb. That leaves it in a 2-on-2. Glaive a little bit too anxious there. Now it's going to have to try and be an ace here from Pimp from the pit as well. Molotov goes out. He's being wrapped in on. Are they going to come through the smoke? If he had waited then, there might have been a big opening. He's going to spray right through, and they leave with the bomb.
Oh, he barely misses that spray as well. Happy just barely gets out of there in time. Now Kiyoshima's alive on this site, lying in wait. Baits Pimp out into the open and instantly picks him up. So LDLC, talk about a very scary situation there with Pimp waking up like a beast from pit. That was fantastic work. The first kill was excellent, but the spray control on the third, he just goes to town. NBK, I'm amazed he doesn't get this kill.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if they could have played that last 2-on-2. I think Glaive was still in backup mode. He was still thinking, I'm rotating quickly, I need to help out quick, and actually he could have slowed it down as soon as Pimp got those kills, but he kind of went maybe a little bit too quick, so that's a big opening. LDLC winning not just the pistol round in the second half, but also the follow-up 4th round, which is so important. Nico trying his best to bring it back. Going to pick up the 1 kill here, but this is a really big chance for LDLC to bring it right back in the game. Pimp will be alive and takes down Happy with an M4, in fact. That's how much money he had.
And Shoxy just barely misses out on the opportunity to pick Pimp up. Pimp playing very carefully there. Smart play from him, backing off the way he is, making sure that he can hold that rifle, because he's already got that surprise factor going into this. This was just a straight up. It's like an exist AWP buy. Basically, the last thing you expect is to run into a rifle in this kind of round where it's just going to be pistols. You're expecting Copenhagen Wolves to eco. Cajun B, though, with a sick headshot on Shoxy with that CZ. He's going to light him up. And they've still got the man advantage here, Copenhagen Wolves.
Yeah, they do, but he's really almost out of bullets, and Smith will take him down, and unfortunately, the rest are a little bit too far away, so it's going to be a bomb plant here for LDLC, and that makes such a big difference. And the Danes actually started rotating it out of the bomb site a little bit too soon. They thought it was going to be a B play, so they almost had every single member going over there. And LDLC walked in with just almost perfect timing. Now Carrigan going to be walking out, already spotted, so now he's in a pretty bad crossfire situation. He's flashed as well, almost took down Smith. He survives on 3 health, but Carrigan has no kit, and he's out of time. Smith will drop him. Triple kill here, and that's a 13th round for LDLC. So 6-round difference. Copenhagen Wolves can buy again, but if they lose this round, I think LDLC are basically going to steal the game away by winning just a few key rounds.
Yeah, exactly. It's coming down to those key buy rounds. The pistol round, the first round buy. Copenhagen Wolves, they're really struggling here. This is such a crucial round for them, because if they lose it, they've spent all their money in this round. They're going to be hard pressed to get a good buy together in the next one. They could go for a force with FAMAS and, FAMAS, Kevlar, a couple nades to work with, right? But that's still, advantage LDLC. So LDLC, they are in a terrific position right now to just close this out and get into the winner match tonight.
Yeah, definitely primed for it. Cajun finds just basically the perfect timing there on NBK, so that's a bit of an unfortunate situation for him. Shoxy tries to peek out. Boiler going to go for it again, and that's an instant headshot. Second one maybe coming in. Almost could see nothing else but Pimp's head there, but doesn't land the shot quite.
Still drops Pimp down to half. Happy is here in the apartments as well. He's just going to bank that little nade there. And you can see that's going to allow for him to get out of this site if he wants to, or get out onto the balcony. He could look towards the site, but Cajun just finds the angle there. Shoxy looks for the kill on Cajun, but Cajun waking up. He's got that triple kill, you're right.
Very, very nicely done. This should be the type of round, ideally for Copenhagen Wolves, where they actually lose at most one person. Maybe Carrigan can't hold against both, but if you can just kill one person, then he's done a fine enough job. Trying to buy more time here with the flashbang. Smiths realizes this means backup is coming, so we're going to have to get at him pretty quickly here. He's going to go down. Glaive is there in time, and they lose not a single one. So great defense over at B as well. And it was kind of now or never for the Danish team, and they're still definitely not out of it yet. You could see LDLC can still buy, and actually even after this round, they're not going to be completely dead broke. At least some of them will be able to pick up a couple of rifles, so...
Yeah, if they want to keep the pressure up, right?
Yeah.
They can, or they can just eco one and then be able to drop an AWP for Smiths in the round after that. Kirishima has quite a bit of money on his side, so there's options here for LDLC, but it's good that they're still able to afford a decent buy going into this one. Copenhagen Wolves, however, fully equipped, fully geared up on their side, so they're going to be able to grab a breath of fresh air here, basically, a second chance.
Yeah, smoke us up here from Nico. Really good timing, in fact. They're gonna fall back a little bit. They don't feel like that's a good idea any longer. Well, how long are they going to fall back? Are they going to go all the way back to B, or just hang around for a little bit?
Dangerous position there. Kirishima almost getting caught out in the open. Flash is going to lead in. He manages to get out just in time, but man advantage now for Copenhagen Wolves. And look at this, the flash in from Cajun B. He gets the flank onto Smith, but Smith whips a 180 and picks him off. This is now a 4-on-4.
That should have definitely been a kill. Bit of a misstep there on the Danish side. Glaive will take down Shox, but he almost dies himself. 16 health. This could still work out for LDLC. 40 seconds is enough time when they're this close to the bomb site. And if they wrap around A right now, it's basically a 2-on-3 until the rest of the backup shows up here. Smiths is slowly walking his way, and he wants to find someone waiting. Hiroshima gets the kill on Pimp, and now it's a lot of trouble here for Nico.
This is very dangerous. And Smiths is currently waiting to cut them off. Then they come in through CT, and he takes the fight. Glaive with 16 HP will get rid of him. And they're not onto this site yet. Nico is still lurking in the corner. Prime position for him. Glaive is going to stop Kirishima from getting in. And Nico, crouching in that corner, will stop Happy from getting onto that site. This is going to be another near-perfect hold here for Copenhagen Wolves. As far as they're concerned, they're getting the rounds on the board, and they keep 3 guys alive. So they can just drop perpetually. If they can maintain 3 guys alive at the end of the round,
yeah,
it's not a problem. They will be able to drop rifles for their teammates to make sure that everybody's fully bought up, as we can see now.
Glaive got 2 of those kills when he was on 16 health, and they denied the bomb plant to LDLC, which means actually the Frenchmen are going to be mostly ecoing. They have enough to buy up with CSET 75, which is actually really cool. That means they could do some damage here, which is still very important.
But LDLC, the Tech 9 was buffed today, guys. Come on.
It actually was. I'd love to see that 5-man like Tech 9 buff.
The 5th buff to Tech 9 now. But don't worry, guys. Don't worry. The CZ is still the best pistol in the game.
Oh, if they rush through and kill these 2 people at B, it can actually be a really scary round for Copenhagen Wolves. So they really got to make sure they kill at least 3 of these members coming in here, even if they lose everything else. Glaive with the first one, and it's going to be a couple of pickoffs left. He goes with the pistol and almost dies to it. Carrigan also falling back in the site, and Cajun will take down Happy. So a nicely controlled round from Copenhagen Wolves. Always a little bit worrying when you're up against CZ 75s, but it does bring it back all the way to 13-10. And now they're getting some more respectable money on the CT side, and LDLC are still scratching the bottom right now. And
yeah, that was just like they couldn't have asked for a better timing with their Molotov to go down. Basically, as soon as that first guy pushed in, that neatly cut LDLC in half. You had 2 guys waiting on the other side of the molly. You had 2 guys who got through and who were promptly cut down by the Copenhagen defense. So that was a very finely controlled round, you're right, by Copenhagen Wolves. And Glaive already getting the entry frag. Ooh, well played there by Smith, though. Gets the refrag, stops him from getting around that corner. And so LDLC still in the lead in this situation. Unless they die to Cajun.
Well, you know, that would have never happened if it was us, Sumler. I would walk through fire for you.
I would too. Well, you know, it's our element, right? But Copenhagen Wolves, like, I don't know what's going on with Shoxy right now. Shoxy seems a little bit lackluster tonight. I mean, he had some strong starts in the pistol, right? But when it comes to just taking these straight up fights, last round he kind of just died, and this round he gets picked up by Cajun B.
Yeah.
So, Shoxy will remind you all, Shoxy is calling for LDLC right now as well. He's taken that mantle from NBK. So he has NBK, Smiths, Happy, you know, the input, but he's the one calling the shots right now. And I'm wondering, you know, if that isn't a bit much, if that isn't weighing.
Timing is almost perfect, but Nico makes it into the bomb site, re-peeks and gets the first one there. So now it's MBK, and he's been playing really well tonight. Picks up a second one, and now still leaves Happy in a 1-on-2. He's going to have to go and try and pick up the bomb here. Cajun doesn't actually have to take this fight yet. He can just wait a little bit, and he's going to go for it. And now it's a 1-on-1. Happy turns around, gets the spray down, and that's a great double kill. Saves LDLC. And Copenhagen Wolves definitely misplaying that quite heavily. They did not need to fight him.
They didn't need
If
to
they
pick
had
an
fought
library.
him 2 seconds later, they would have, without a doubt, killed him.
Well, force him into the position where he has to plant on the bomb, or on the site, right? He's going to have to be there.
Yeah.
And you could be right on top of him as well. As soon as you hear that bomb plant sound, I mean, just work with your mate rather than taking the fight alone. That's definitely, I don't know if it's nerves or basically just getting a little giddy there on the Copenhagen Wolves' side. You know, they had the prey, you know, the pack was there, 2 of the guys, you know, they were like, okay, I'll hamstring him, you do this, and no, it just didn't work.
Oh, pushes in already. Bit of a flashbang here. Crossfire is halfway set up for the Danish team, and a Molotov comes out as well, trying to pour even more time for themselves. Are they going to be able to fry anyone here? No, and Carrigan goes down. NBK not letting up with the pressure right now. They can feel that victory. It's only 2 rounds away. Smoke's going to go up, and Glaive almost finding the angle through, but not quite. So now it's going to be actually a bit of a tough retake coming out here for the Danish team. Cajun has to get this first kill on Happy, but he's already made some move or some noise, and he's not even going to check. Oh, he does almost get the spray down anyway.
That was so close, exactly. Happy. That's a crucial position for him to be holding now, and he can set up the crossfire with his mates to hold them off. Nico tries to come in through construction. It's going to be a slaughter. Shoxy and Kyoshima both picking up frags, and it's all down to Pimp now, alive in flowers, but he's looking for a way out. He wants to try and see if he can get out of here, or at least stop the rotation from coming in. But yeah, he's going to look perhaps to try and see if he can get a getaway here. Yeah. Oh, not going to happen though. Takes the fight and gets caught.
I think Copenhagen Wolves, they had such a good streak going, but losing that really wonky 1-on-2 there, I think that gave a little bit too much of the game away.
I think that'll tilt you. I mean,
yeah.
Happy also. I mean, Happy still had to pull like a, you know, a 90-degree turn and control the spray to pick up the second frag. That was just really nicely done there by Happy.
It was heads-up play for him, no doubt, but it should have been an almost impossible situation. But that's how it turns out. 15-10. We're going into the 27th round, and this time Copenhagen Wolves actually go quite aggressive down the middle, but it looks like LDLC are ready for it, although not that ready. They still got picked off, and I think Happy actually received some damage from that as well. Maybe that was a double shot.
Yeah, I think that was a double shot, perhaps. Maybe he got legged Happy there, but awkward.
That's what I always say, 2 shots are better than 1.
Mm-hmm. That rule applies. Oh man, Carrigan.
Okay, well, I guess overtime is a possibility, although it feels to me like LDLC are back in control of this game.
Yeah, but this is fun. This is kind of what we were talking about going into this match, when you have so many oppers on one team, pretty much, that Nico takes it as the point man, but almost anyone on Copenhagen Wolves can consistently op well. So we're seeing it now. We have a bit of the demonstration. Kerrigan, 3rd frag for him, and he's single-handedly shutting down LDLC right now with this op.
Yeah. And the really halfway tragic thing for LDLC is that if they had rushed in somewhere this round, probably Copenhagen Wolves wouldn't have the equipment to really stop it. They would have had a Scout and a FAMAS as the other 2 weapons to really do anything. But so maybe playing it slowly and carefully in this particular situation. That's a 4th kill coming in now from Carrigan. You could almost say he's carrying the team. And Kiyoshima will take him down finally. There's a 2nd headshot comes in, actually. And planting the bomb wouldn't be that bad right now for LDLC. Again, the last thing they want to do is eco too much, so $800 bonus is secured, and that's still pretty good. In a 1-on-5, if you can kill 2 people and put down the bomb, you're doing something right.
Yeah, Nico thinking that he was planning behind the boxes. He was able to just get spotted in time. That is though really nicely done there by Kyoshima, because the likelihood of him actually outright winning that round is very slim to none, basically. So what he's done is he's guaranteed $800 bonus to each and every member of his team, because when it comes down to it, if you get the plant on T side and that bomb gets defused, because you get that plant, you lose the round, but you get a bonus $800. So now we can see the results of that. They're able to actually get a few good buys in here, actually. 3 rifles, 2 CZs, but more importantly, those nades are there now thanks to that plant.
Yep. I was going to say they had a. I would have thought they would have ecoed this one, because limiting the money on Copenhagen Wolves is not really a priority anymore, as they were on 15 rounds already. But they're going to rush up the middle, try and see if they can catch them off guard this time, and they do actually take down Nico, who's back on AWPing. So a little bit of a shame when Carrigan picked up 4 kills. Almost want him to continue the success.
Certainly.
Pimp down here in the pit, already taking a bit of a grenade damage, and tries to flash and buy more time. If he re-peeks, Happy's going to be waiting for him, and Carrigan takes a kill. Pimp with the 2nd headshot and takes down Happy. Glaive waiting in library, and he's got company. And he's not in there to read any books, he's there to kill him.
Yeah, he's about to make some noise, which is very bad of him. But LDLC right now, I like how they've slowed down the pace here. They've still got 50 seconds on this clock. So Copenhagen Wolves kind of spread out across the map, but they've got good information. They know that they're boxed in here. So LDLC nade onto Pimp, drops him down to 23, but it isn't going to get the kill. And that's the important bit here for LDLC. They're going to be leading the way with Shoxy, but we need to see a big kill here from Shoxy to open up this site. Copenhagen Wolves are just going to close in on them. We can see them just starting to circle.
But actually, Cajun can get picked off here. This box is sort of only halfway covering, and there it is, right through. So a bit of a misstep once again. Pimp now the only one covering, and backup is coming, but this is a 3-on-3, and LDLC, they may have just done it. Shoxy coming alive and leaving Carrigan alone in a 1-on-2. The bomb being planted, he turns 80 degrees, but it's not enough, and Smith will take him down. Double kill there, and LDLC win it 16-11.
Yeah.
So a really cool